Much love, Kev here. Finally, I can stream. Oh, that was a pain. Basically, tried to do some streams and it was dropping frames left and right, and I found out the problem. Had to do something with my motherboard, installing a program for a better streaming process, which ended up killing the streaming process. So a couple Google searches and tech supports away, we finally found the problem. All right, so this stream we are going to look at the knowns for the Ultimate Masters edition, as well as give some predictions for what cards I think are going to be included in this set, what archetypes that I think are going to be in here, and therefore we can kind of deduct the cards that I believe are going to be. Some of these might be ruled out for the people that are actually crunching numbers, but I think we've got some pretty good themes of what are going to see in this set. So how do I sound on stream? It looks like I'm not sure if my mic's coming in very good or not. Jeez, now we're having mic problems. Alrighty. I'm going to add some buddies here from Discord, and they're going to help me deduct some of the cards that we're going to go in here. How is the sound quality? On OBS sides, it's saying my mic's not picking up, so... Ew. Okay. All right, so we got good old Arya and Scrawn. Maybe a few other people will join us for this stream. You can always, if you are a patron or not a crazy, you can come join us in Discord and help us kind of deduct. So first of all, let's fill in the knowns for what we know about this set. So we have all of the 40 cards spoiled in on MTG Goldfish here for the ultimate box toppers. Those will be included in the sets with normal versions and foil versions, as well as the foil box topper versions. These are mostly, in my opinion, a lot of cards have been printed in Modern Masters 2 and Modern Masters 3. So some of these cards here, like the Caverns of Souls, Modern Masters 3, Bitter Blossom, Modern Masters 2. We have all the Eldrazi's that were printed in Modern Masters 2. Engineered Explosives was 1, I believe. And then Fulminant Mage, Modern Masters 2. Where was Gaddock Teeg printed? Anyone remember that one? I guess we can look at these. And we also have Karn Liberated in 2. We have Kozilek Butcher in Truth 2. So more Modern Masters 2 than Modern Masters 3, but definitely a good number from Modern Masters 3 in here too. It's kind of the best of both worlds, and that's where the hype is definitely lying. So those are the knowns. I'll be filling in those, and we will go from there.
Can I talk?
You can talk, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Gaddock Teeg is from Morrowind. You can tell because it's green-white Kithkin.
I know, but it wasn't printed in Modern Masters 1?
I don't recall it being in the first Modern Masters.
We'll find out. We'll look here. I had these listed. It looks like if you were to average out the value, it was $38 for the regular versions of these. So, Gaddock Teeg.
I think it's only just a Judge promo. I think that's the only other printing.
Oh, you are correct. It doesn't look like it's had another printing, just Lorwyn. So that's definitely gonna hurt. I mean, this isn't gonna be a market. We're definitely predicting here, but that's gonna crush the price of Gaddock Teeg. Absolutely crush it. This is our champion crush levels. This is a $50 card. This can go down to a $5 card. So food for thought there with the Gaddock Teeg. Alrighty. Where'd Scrawn go?
Yeah, I'm right here, dude.
There's Scrawn. All right, so let's fill in the blanks. Let's fill in the knowns, and then we'll get to the unknowns. So first of all, the box art is probably Dig Through Time. I'll have to show the box art, but it's the exact same nails, the same headdress, the same digging through time action, and so that's probably going to be in here. But let's just go through the cards that we know are in the set. So, and then you'll start to see a pattern emerge for this set, and the themes do look quite interesting. They've done themes like this on MTGO before with their various draft sets or cubes. So there should be a nice little cube experience type thing for it. I mean, hopefully they can make it work with the amount of reprints they need to put in this and have the theme. So we have the Ancient Tomb, which is meaning that fast mana is going to be a thing. Now, fast mana also does pair with the
Delve.
Well, Delve does too. So fast mana, Delve, and Reanimator, they all kind of fit in you can go like fast mana to just purely cast some of these cards, these 7 drops and what we have a 15 drop in here. So I'm thinking Channel will be reprinted, but we'll get to that. Why look, Zach's printing things off a 3D printer. He's so obsessed with it.
I've been testing it.
That's his new toy. All right, so we got the Baleful Dragon, which can either be reanimated or ramped into. So we do have Through the Breach too, which is a good target for. It's got a not an enter the battlefield effect, but it does have a combat damage effect. So then we have the Bitter Blossom, which is in here. Which Bitter Blossom is pretty flexible. It can go in many archetypes. A lot of decks like Reanimator in cubes do like to pick up cards like Bitter Blossom because it gives you a nice stall until you get to your cards. Caverns of Souls looks really out of place. It just really looks like a money card that needs to be thrown in here. But again, if there is some sort of demon theme, man, my Magic the Gathering's lagging like crazy now. I cannot get anything to stabilize here. All right, so we have Caverns of Souls. The next one we have the whole print run of the Celestial Colonnades, the
Manlands.
Yep. The what is this? The Rise of Eldrazi. This is Rise, right? Is that
the
Rise?
incredibly sexist Manlands.
Are you offended?
Well,
No,
they can't quite
because
be creature lands because that's Dryad Arbor. They kind of put themselves in a box with that one.
Yeah, what was I was watching something too that they were calling it Congress People today on something that I was watching, some ad that popped up. Be sure to vote for your Congress people today. Some funny for the village people today. What are we doing? The
no,
Congress people. All right, so Raging Ravine, Lava Claw Reaches, and we have the Stirring Wildwoods. And these are going to be the ones you don't want to be opening, at least these, the Lava Claw Reaches and the Stirring Wildwood. These hold absolutely no value right now. So they're going to be your box
Stirring
stoppers.
Wildwood has been reprinted a bunch too.
Yeah, the problem with Stirring Wildwood it was in the Zendikar vs Eldrazi dual deck, and that was a very, very highly printed and highly open because it had 2 Eldrazi temples in it at the peak
was it
of
also in
Eldrazi
Commander
Winter.
deck too?
I think so. I believe
It
so.
was in Commander as well.
Yep. All right, so let's get down the list here. We have another one is Dark Depths. Dark Depths is kind of interesting. It makes me think Vesuva and the Lesbian Stage are going to be reprinted in this set.
I'm sorry, what was that, Kevin?
The Lesbian Stage.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think both of those. Geez, what is up with MTGO? I can't even click on cards without it lagging down the program. How's the stream on everyone's end? Is it lagging? I'm not getting any warnings, at least. Again, that was a headache to try to figure out what the problem was, but I might have broken other things while trying to fix one thing. Because the Dark Depths is kind of nice with, like, cause the thing about Vesuva and the Lesbian Stage is they also work really good with, like, Ancient Tomb, and in my opinion, I think the Tron lands are going to be in here. So I don't think fetch lands now. I originally thought fetch lands were going to be in the set. I highly doubt. I've pretty much ruled them out. I don't think that they can be. I wonder if people have number crunch too. And actually they don't have numbers yet. They just have kind of these 0 out of 40, don't they, on these?
Well, I mean, they could have enemy fetch lands.
Yeah, I mean they could squeeze them in, but I highly doubt they do. So we have Emrakul, we have Kozilek, and we have not Kozilek the Great Distortion, that'd be a kick in the teeth. We have Kozilek the Butcher of Truth, and we have Ulamog, the Infinite Gyro, the Infinite Gyro. Ulamog, the Infinite Gyro. Then we have we got Demonic Tutor. We have Engineered Explosives, which means there could be some sort of Sunburst theme, but they've done Sunburst before without supporting it that much. Oh, no, I guess Modern Masters, they supported it quite well. And then we have Eternal Witness that can go in. The other archetype that I think is going to be printed in here is kind of like a Hate Bears value-based deck, and Eternal Witnesses usually go in those type of stuff. So that's going to be green-white is going to be one of the archetypes. Fulminator Mage makes sense too with the Tron lands, in my opinion. Now again,
that's a big one.
People are saying, well, there doesn't have to be a theme for this. I disagree. I think that Wizards always tries to make a set draftable.
Totally.
And so far, this is actually looking like a fun one because it's actually finally looking like a degenerate one. That's what's so much fun about when they do this on Magic Online for like these cubes or these other master sets that aren't like redeemed. They don't go to your collection. They're just like a weekly thing, or they'll have it for like 1 week and then go away. They don't have to worry about any sort of price problems. And then finally, the master set at $335, same thing. They can go kind of crazy with what they put in. They don't have to put these limitations. So I think that they are going to. There will be a Reanimator legendary theme, and of course, going with the Hate Bears theme, Caracas is Carcass. Carcass is a pretty good. Isn't there a card called Carcass that's pretty good? Or no, Carapace. No, what's the card? Carcass. It's got the one that's eating it. You put insect tokens. Anyway, so here we have like the Caracas, which can then be an answer for Goryo's Vengeance or Through the Breach. So we have Karn Liberated, which also see how this nicely spreads with a card that can work off Tron lands, work off Ancient Tombs, and work off Mana Crypt. Did I skip Mana Crypt on accident? No, I'm still in the K's. So then Kitchen Finks goes back to the Hate Bears type theme. So I think that's going to be green-white's strategy. And we got Kozilek in here. We got Lava Clawed. Leovold is like a splashable. Like if you go into, I think the blue, of course, Sultai Blue will have a sort of control theme. We have Tassiger that's coming down here as well as Dig Through Time. And I think Leovold, of course, is a way to that Dig Through Time gets around Leovold, correct? Yeah. Right? Yes, because it's not considered drawing, right? You just put them into your hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Life from the Loam makes me think that Reanimator and Dredge and Delve all have a little bit of support. And Liliana really makes me think that, I know this is pretty low of evidence, but Liliana really makes me think there's going to be a mono black archetype as well. As we do have the Urborgs and the Yawgmoth.
Yeah, I was going to say they have Urborg, so mono black definitely feels like it has a little bit of strength to it.
Yeah, Lord of Extinction is just even more evidence that there's going to be a Graveyard Matters type theme.
There's ramp matters and cheating matters with the going high and low on the Eldrazi. Like you can cheat them in with Goryor's Vengeance, or you can bust ramping into them with Ancient Tomb and who knows what.
Yeah. Yep. And Mikaeus also hits kind of the I can't spell today. Mikaeus. Okay, there we go. Mikaeus also hits like the mono black way to ramp into it, or just Reanimator to reanimate into it. It's a great target. Plus, it also can work synergize with, like, what is Through the Breach sacrifice it? Does Exile sacrifice it in turn?
It sacrifices.
Yeah, so Mikaeus has some cool synergy. So kudos to the designers for really producing some very busted scenarios that can happen. Again, here we go with the Noble Hark being in like the Hate Bears aggro. I'm sure blue will bleed into it a little bit. Another card here with the Platinum Imperium is a card that's going to go well with either type of ramp or reanimation.
Temporal Manipulation and Snapcaster Maid.
Yeah, I'm sure that's another. We're gonna go down that road with. Yeah, we'll try to figure out those archetypes. Sigarda, Host of Herons is another one of those.
Do you think this will be a brainstorm deck or format?
I don't know if Brainstorm. Like, I really think that Iconic Masters and Masters 25 cards are pretty much off limits. Right? I haven't seen one card that have been reprinted from those two yet.
Well, so you think that Ponder will be the
Yes,
blue
so Ponder
cantrip?
or Preordain, possibly both. I think it might be Preordain because the price of Preordain is outrageous and hasn't had a reprint. But Ponder's more iconic, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people actually prefer Preordain over Ponder. I think I'm in that category. I think Preordain's actually more powerful in the vast majority of decks than Ponder.
Seriously?
Yes. Seriously. Have you played them? In Pauper,
Yeah,
Preordain over Ponder any day in Pauper.
Okay, alright, maybe in Pauper. I'm thinking more like in Commander where I usually play those cards.
Yeah, but Preordain goes through those cards no matter what. Ponder's like, I can only go through those cards if I shuffle my library. I still have to keep bad things on top. I don't know. What's the consensus in chat? Because I'm pretty sure that Preordain actually sees more play in the various formats.
Legacy buffs tend to,
Miracles.
celebrate Ponder so much. And, I mean, I played with High Tide, and I really love going Preordain following a Brainstorm. It just feels so good to just, tuck the top two.
They're not going to go High Tide this time. They're going to do Bubbling Muck.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying there's High Tide in the...
See, Vengevine, Dredgevine will be a thing. Okay, so here's the node we have. I think we have them here, so let's try to go with them in categories. Let me pull chat back up now that I'm not distracted beyond distracted with this.
They're asking which art we're into.
Which art of Ponder? You don't talk
about
Ponder.
Just the set, because the set's got some new art, which, by the way, has got to be giving it a lot of hype.
Oh, yeah, we can put Dig Through Time in here as a pretty much confirmed card as well. So, there is Dig Through Time.
Watch it be Treasure Cruise.
It's Dig Through Time. The art is Dig Through Time. Here, I'll find it. I'll show chat. Ultimate Masters. We already dumped off all of our Dig Through Times. How many do we sell? We had less than we thought.
40.
And we had like 50 of them. We dumped off 50 of them to Card Kingdom just barely. They're paying the best for it. Ultimate Masters box art.
Everyone's local game store, Card Kingdom. We are not sponsored. They would never sponsor me.
They would never Why not?
I don't know.
Okay, where is the... Okay, so here we go. Here is the artwork for the box
I haven't
artwork.
gone the direction of MTG Sickly and started blogging from my bedroom. About Magic.
You haven't played Magic for 3 weeks total and get all... and all of a sudden have 5 million sponsors? All right, so... okay, I'm not going to throw shade tonight. So this is the box art. If you actually compare Dig Through Time with the box art here, let's zoom in a lot.
Oh yeah,
It's Dig Through
that
Time.
urn.
Yep. It's got good old Tasker's head right here. It's got the same, the nails are the same. Everything is the exact same to the Dig Through Time art here. So I think that Delve, usually it's Marrow's rule that, I mean, they're breaking one of Marrow's rules here. I'll show you right what I'm talking about. Okay, see if anyone else finds a problem here. We got Micaeus and we've got Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, that's the Undying and Persist right there. I was gonna mention.
Marrow typically does not like having sets that have both -1/-1 counters and +1/+1 counters in the same set because it causes headaches. However, these do allow for like some cool combos when you can't have both. So
yeah, Infinite was that outlet.
Yeah. Man, Fulminator Mage with Micaeus. Damn. I actually can't wait to play this set. Why am I hyping up something I can't stand? So anyway, let's get to my feelings about this before. I think this set is going to sell like hotcakes. I think there's enough value in it to justify why people would buy it for the outrageous price that it is. And I think people are, in the most part, can be happy with that purchase. We'll have to see what the supply really is, where that's going to settle off, because supply is way more important than anything else. And until we know those numbers, then, we don't know exactly. As far as reception, though, I do think this is going to be received better than Iconic or Masters 25. It looks pretty, as far as the stuff that is spoiled right now, at first I'm like, oh, they just chose money cards. But now I'm like, these cards actually work pretty good in this theme.
Because all the expensive cards have decks built around them.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, typically. So I'm going to put these kind of in different categories here for like where I think they fit. Of course, I'm just going to have a fluff category over here because these cards are kind of... and sorry about all these warning lights around my cards. It's because I don't own many cards whatsoever on MTGO because I sold out a long time ago. But anyway, that is a rant for another day. Okay, let's go on to organizing these where we think they're going to be. So I'm going to put Through the Breach kind of in this same category. I don't know. We'll put this in a Reanimator category here. But Dig Through Time is kind of weird because if you have to even hardcast Dig Through Time, it's still a very good card.
Did you add Reanimate to the list?
What's that?
Did you add Reanimate to the list?
Yeah, Reanimate's right here. So I'm going to put that kind of like in the Through the Breach list. Ancient Tomb I'm going to throw over with the Karn Liberated list. This is the Hate Bears. I'm going to put like Tarmogoyf, Leovold, I think are going to be in this Sultai control aspect. I mean, Liliana's kind of over there. Caracas is in the Hate Bears. Lord of Extinctions I'm going to put over here with the Tasigur, Reanimate, Through the Breach. I guess Vengevine kind of goes over here. These two really bleed in with each other. Eternal Witness is very, very flexible now that you can look at it. Demonic Tutor still kind of looks like a very flexible in the Sultai list. Then we also have Mono Black. I don't know, maybe I'll start a Mono Black. I'll kind of put it in with the Sultai at the moment because it kind of looks like it fits there. But you can see these cards are definitely finding categories like decks that are going to want to go in or how they can enable them. And then, of course, there's a few unknowns here. These are very flexible in this column, but they still do. They work with these themes. Right off the bat, you can see there's a lack of red cards. You have Baleful Dragon. They have Fulminator Mage that goes both ways. There are a ton of green cards, a ton of green and white cards, a ton of black cards, and not a lot of blue cards. So that's really thinking that we're into some sort of blue-red spells that can get away with a lot of commons and uncommons. So I'm thinking cards like Young Pyromancer. I'm thinking cards like... I don't know if Lightning Bolt's going to make it in this one just because it was printed in A25. But I don't think there will be another Planeswalker. I think the 2 Planeswalkers are going to be Karn Liberated and Lily on the Veil. We can kind of deduct a lot of cards, too, based upon that. Why wouldn't they put these as, why would they choose Mikaeus the Unhallowed over such and such? I mean, that's kind of our baseline that we have to go off of. So I think cards like Thoughtseize will not be in here. Inquisition of Kozilek, the last printing of this was Masters 2017. So I do believe the Inquisition will be the kind of premier rip your card out of your hand. But Inquisition looks actually kind of bad in this particular.
Wasn't it Conspiracy 2, actually?
It wasn't Conspiracy 2, but that's still eligible. What I'm thinking of the 2 ineligible reprints right now for this is probably Battle Bond, Iconic Masters, and Masters 25. And then the guild kits. I think everything else is pretty much fair game for reprints here. So, Dark Confidant could still be in here. You could have a little bit of a bleeding through like blue-red spells and then black-red. Of course, black-red definitely has like a little bit of a Jund feel to it with Tarmogoyf Liliana. They'll probably try to support it. And yeah, so I don't know. I think the blue and red are probably the easiest ones to support an archetype with a bunch of more of the uncommon slots. They'll get a few rares here that just work decently, like maybe even like a docent of perfection. Like those type of cards are fine. They're great. They work with it. Or you can even go bigger with cards that actually can be reanimated if it's a legendary creature. Even something like the Locust God, I think would work really well for a set like this. They could downshift it down to a rare, throw the Locust God in. I don't think people would be too upset that that's a rare for that slot. I mean, there's a lot of cards that fit in that sort of archetype. You still have Tower End. You still have Young Pyromancer. That's a lot of unknowns though. So that's kind of what we have to work with. We don't know where blue-red fits in. We don't really know where white-blue fits in. Because there's really nothing here to, I guess I still need to pick some of these other ones out. There's nothing to give us clear tell signs of what cards are in here.
I have some suppositions on that.
Yeah, we'll get into them right now. Let's start with these archetypes though, Scron. We were talking in Discord. I'm going to pull up the Discord of where we were talking about it. I don't know why we had all of our discussion in the ordering channel today. Isn't that your job to regulate this? No, your job is to regulate me, Arya. That's your number one job, is to police me, not to police other people. Come on.
Kevin, I tried to and you threatened to ban me.
That's my own prerogative. All right, so where was I looking at? So I had kind of a list of cards that I am pretty sure are going to be in here. Yeah, I know, Dave. I'm with you, Dave. I'm absolutely. When I said why is Dig Through Time in a set where it's because they're never going to print it again. That's my short answer. That's
same reason Necropotence gets printed in master sets.
Yeah. I believe Channel will be in this set, but okay, we'll get to it. All right, so the first thing first. Okay, let me try to find my list. I think so. The delve usually you need 3 cards from every set or for every mechanic. We know that delve is a given. Let's start off with Tasigur and delve. So what is the other most likely delve card that we can see in here? We need a good removal spell, so I'm pretty sure Murderous Cut. Pretty sure. I think that one's a pretty
Watch
easy.
Watch me Death Rattle. I'm betting on Death Rattle.
It's Murderous Cut. It's Murderous Cut. I don't think Soulflayer is going to be in here. I don't think Become Immense. Become Immense could be because we could have a big red theme. Hooting Mandrills is probably in here. It's an easy common card. I'm going to say that it's Hooting Mandrills, maybe Sultai Scavenger. More likely it's going to be Gurmag Angler. How does chat feel about that? Oh, you are correct with, we have Logic Knot will be in here as well. How come it's not finding like, oh yeah, because Logic Knot's right there. Logic Knot absolutely in here. Perp, you prefer the Professor's live streams to me? Perp, you can come in. Come join us in our live stream, Perp. You have a sexy voice, sort of. That scream today was extremely sexy. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty turned on by your scream.
What's the scream?
You weren't watching Perp's live stream?
I was working.
I doubt Empty the Pits is going to be here. We don't have a lot of mythic slots available. And Temporal Trespass, I don't see Temporal Trespass being printed when Temporal Manipulation was. If Temporal Manipulation was not printed, I would say that Temporal Trespass was 100% going to be in here. Some amount of something like maybe Tombstalker. Tombstalker might get
Tombstalker.
the nod over Gurmag Angler.
It just needs a little love. That's why.
It could. I would still say I don't know. Maybe Tombstalker will get the nod over Gurmag Angler. I don't know if it can support both of these. Tombstalker's a little bit easier on like the mono black ramp. Treasure Cruise is going to be in here 100%.
How do you feel about Set Adrift for interaction with people
Yeah.
cheating things out?
Yeah, I do. I was going to talk about Set Adrift. I'm pretty sure that Set Adrift could definitely. I mean, I don't know if Delve is going to get this much support though. It's going to be something like Set Adrift. Yeah, it probably will be Set Adrift. I think that Delve might be just exclusively. No, Sultai's going to be in because Tasker is a Sultai card. So I'm thinking Hooting Mandrills is definitely the other Delve card. Probably become immense, I would say, because usually in these type of cube type sets, they do red green is just a stompy. We've seen it time and again. I don't think they're going to go away from it. We got the Baleful Dragon, which kind of goes into that stompy feel. Like, I guess ramp, red green ramp. And Become Immense does work kind of well with that. But some amount of these, I think the big name ones, though, that we're going to get from Delve are going to be Logic Knot, either Tombstalker, Gurmag Angler, and Murderous Cut. And those are going to, they're going to also have the Dig Through Time and Treasure Crude. Now we're going to have ways to actually, to enable the Delve. And I think they're going to go with that with Dredge because they don't want that specifically with Dredge. Now, I don't see the Troll being reprinted, but Dig Through Time was. I do see Stinkweed Imp. So I think Stinkweed Imp's going to be in here. I don't think Golgari Thug because I don't even know if they ever want to touch that name again.
Why not?
They had to do an apology for a deck called Bugs and Thugs. So I don't know.
How about Golgari Brownscale?
Oh, Brownscale, that's like scat.
Yeah, Brownscale could be in here. Shambling Shell could be in here.
Golgari Thug needs to be in there though.
The good cards are Dark Blast and Stinkweed Imp for sure. They're definitely the high.
Dackmore Salvage?
Hey, get Perp in here. Where's Perp? He says he's going to join us. Perp, Discord and
did
Ari
not
will
say
add
that.
you. You're supposed to be reading chat. You are terrible at your job. By the way, here at Rogue Deck Builder, we have an opening for a... What's your job? What do you do?
He just said that he's not doing it. You're not reading the chat.
Oh, he's not going to join. I filled in the blanks. Oh, wow.
Whatever her
Perp,
job
you're
is,
awful.
she's doing it. She's informing you there.
You're awful, Purple. Moldavine Cloak, I think, is a good common and goes within. I don't know. I don't think that.
I don't think for Moldavine
enchantments,
Cloak.
yeah, it's a very
think,
popular card.
You know, to me, Kitchen Finks is telling a lot. Like, they are willing to gum up the game and really put a damper into aggro. And with Fulminator Mage, like, we're looking at some pretty slow draft formats until they explode with some big shot ramp or some kind of combo-y finish.
Yeah.
Like usually cheating something in. So I think we're actually going to be seeing quite a bit of stally, grindy stuff out of white, blue, and maybe blue, black.
I agree. Like white blue's wide open too because there's zero signals. There was nothing like a what's that spirit? The annoying spirit puts in an angel token.
Geist is saying trash.
Geist, there was no Geist or so we don't, we can kind of, we don't know if they're going to go white blue hexproof. I mean, Sigard is hexproof, so a lot of times you can think, okay, maybe we will have some of a either white blue enchantments or green blue enchantments and have them kind of bleed into each other.
I'm all for having more silver inlaid daggers with Invisible Stalker.
Yeah, I mean, Invisible Stalker seems like a good one to put in here to throw a Moldavine Cloak on as well, with that little overlap to go into blue. Because you got to think blue-green's got to be an archetype as well. And blue-green looks like it could go into like more of a tempo-based shell with like cards like Set Adrift and Hooting Mandrill, so it's become immense. Invisible Stalker works nice in that. I doubt they go in Infect. They could. Infect, though, I think we would have seen a bigger indicator. Maybe not. I guess there's really nothing in it.
Yeti's got a good point.
You got the Noble Hierarch, too. Yeah, Oubliette could go. I actually think Oubliette is going to be in here as too because it does fit our other archetype, which is this column. So there, what we know though is I think that we're gonna have some sort of. I do like Motovine Cloak in this set. I think it's most likely. I think Motovine Cloak will be another dredge common. I don't know. I think it fits really well. It does what they want it to do.
I'll give some more argument for Golgari Brown Scale, which I don't see why not both. I think with Vengevine in, it's the cheapest casting cost dredge green creature. So if you're going to be dredging it, getting another Vengevine in there, and then casting two things, well, Brown Scale is gonna do that better.
Yeah.
And it just adds to it's more of that clunkiness that Kitchen Finks brings.
Yeah. Kind of like so. Then I think we can probably deduct though the Kitchen Finks that Red's gonna have a very big burn presence.
I wonder about like Wither, like there's that one that kills the opponent's ability to gain life. The Withering, gosh, what's its name?
It's a
When it
lasher.
connects, Stigma Lasher. I
Yep,
think it.
Stigma Lasher.
Yeah. That's the one. I can really see that being in here because they're gonna want to be able to thwart persist if they're willing to put Kitchen Finks in, and that's gonna give some interesting.
Well, let's look at Wither here for a second. That's a good one. They can be put in there. And it's really good with aggro. All right, let's add a new category here. Let's come over here, and
I'm personally rooting for Bitter Ordeal.
let's look at. I agree with you. I think that Stigma Lasher. And do you think that they're going to dumb it down to an uncommon?
Probably it's not that great as a rare.
See, do you know another card? I think if they're not going to go in fetch lands, it might leave another open. I'm thinking, I still think that Lesbian Stage and Vesuva want to go in this. Was Vesuva printed in A25 or Iconic?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think
I think it was in Battlebond, wasn't it?
Was Vesuva? Yes, it was. So Vesuva we can probably rule out. So I wonder if Nightthrill Shrine Nyx will be in here. I think Nightthrill Shrine Nyx will be in here, and we're going to see a lot of doubles in the form of red and and black.
It wasn't. It was From the Vault Realms and Time Spiral, so still.
So Vesuva still could, and Vesuva doesn't work with Nightthrill Shrine Nyx, unfortunately.
I'd like to argue this point. If you're thinking, that they go Nykthos and really go all in on these big mana lands. Well, I wonder about Vesuva if they're going to be having Tron lands in there because it's not so hot with Tron lands.
Yeah. Well, Tron lands could, if they go other ones like Nightthrill Shrine Nyx, we get cards like Tooth and Nail type things for the kind of the red-green.
So here's what I'm thinking. If you do have Nykthos and you do have Vesuva, what about Cloud Post?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Cloud Post could definitely be in here too. I think that's a better route to go than, because it's a lot easier. Than
I see it's either those or Tron lands and not both.
Yeah. I'm with you. I definitely think the posts are going to be in here. The Nightthrill Shrine Nyx opens it up because we have Emrakul. If they're looking for, we're definitely degenerate stuff. When was Tooth and Nail last printed? It's been a while, right?
It was like first Modern Masters.
Yeah, because we already have the Emrakul Tooth and Nails, and this though I don't know if Xenagos could be in here because I think this would be one of those cards that they were looking to put in a masterpiece form.
Yep, last Modern Masters.
But I'm also thinking this set wants Perforos. And Perforos is a perfect card, a money card that could definitely go in here. Because what I'm thinking with Perforos is a lot of the red-white token, if they go red-white tokens again, they had that theme twice already in A25 and in Masters, or in Iconic Masters. And therefore they're going to have to be looking for different ways. The thing about Perforos is it also hits the Nykthos Shrine of Nyx type theme, with black being a mono, an accelerant and a so mono red, mono black also having something to do with devotion. But I mean, Emrakul has also Tooth and Nail. Emrakul probably has some other combos that doesn't have to go in that. But I mean, again, that could be Red Green's theme as well, is Devotion. So they could have Red Green Devotion, Mono Black Devotion, or Red Devotion, or Green Devotion, type thing. That also gives you more, like Golgari Brown Scale and Vengevine works within within those parameters.
So I think
Yeti
Rancor
from
is gonna
chat
see.
suggests that Eater of the Dead might be printed in this.
That's that card hasn't been printed in forever. That is tapped, exile it, target creature card from a graveyard. Hey, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a card that isn't on the reserve list and definitely does need to reprint. Aren't they up to like $6-7 a piece? I know that because I remember I picked one up for my commander deck. I picked it up for the Speed King, King Makar. And the card's just busting King Makar. And then I just watched it just slowly go up in value. Yeah, they're going to need some ways to exile the graveyard. When was Lavamancer last reprinted? But I guess Lavamancer goes from your own graveyard, correct? Yeah, it doesn't go from opponent's graveyard.
Yes,
So,
and another reason for reprinting Eater of the Dead that I can see is the penchant for alternate art that we are seeing in this set. And they're bringing back old things like Temporal Manipulation, which is a big pricey card because it's old, and so a new art for Demonic Tutor. There's old things that are getting new art.
yeah. I agree.
So, wait, are you saying that Earthbind is going to be in here? New art?
Ha ha ha. Why would anyone ever want to redo that art? It's perfection. Why would you ever want to? That's like trying to tell me that they're going to print new art for Triumph of Ferocity. You monster. You monster. Bajuka Bog could definitely go in here. It wasn't that iconic though. I mean, I'm not saying that the uncommons and commons can't be reprinted. The thing is, I really don't think that they're going to dip into Iconic or Masters 25 equity here. There was one card that was printed from Iconic Masters to Masters 25, and that was what it was. There was only one card I thought that had it's like Lightning Bolt printed in both? I can't remember if that was the case. Yeah. But anyway, so Bajuka Bog possibly could definitely go into a very flexible to get rid of graveyards. Graveyards absolutely is going to be a thing. 100% that it's fast accelerant because of cards like the Ancient Tomb, as well as Mana Vault, as well as Graveyard Recursion through the Breach and Goryo's or cheating through the Breach, Goryo's Vengeance and Reanimate. Any other reanimation spells that what is the big is it a Wither or Undying? Is it Undying that reanimates a spell? What's the one that... No, what's the card I'm thinking of that's a creature that reanimates it and then it dies and then... Oh, it's a Wither card. It's a Wither. This one will absolutely be in here.
I think it was out in the One-Eyed.
I swear it's a Wither card, isn't it?
Describe it a little more. What's it do?
When it dies, it reanimates something. Or when it comes into play, it reanimates something. And then when it dies, it also reanimates... I swear it was a Wither card. Maybe I'm thinking of something different. I thought it was a black Wither card.
There's Revel Arc with Evoke that when it leaves, you return to a thing. Speaking of Revel Arc,
I had a card in my Marsilda Pretender deck. It was a black card, and when it enters the battlefield, it was in Modern Masters 1. It doesn't have Undying. I thought not Wither. Wither's the wrong thing. Duh. It's Persist. Come on, keep me on track, people. Persist. I thought there was a Persist. There you Puppeteer Click. This one will absolutely be in here.
Oh yes, yeah, to steal the opponent's they dump something and they want to reanimate it, and this steals it. I mean, unless they're doing the instant shenanigans with Eldrazi.
Woodfall Primus will probably be in here too. Let's not.
Yeah, but this is a fairy too. You've got Bitter Blossom. You may even have blue-black fairies.
Yes, blue-black fairies will probably be a thing. You're correct. Yeah, and it goes with fairies. Yep, this Puppeteer Click is probably in. If I were to put in, maybe we should rank these of cards. I should put the knowns and rank these of cards that we.
Do you think that's going to be a tribe? Because someone was mentioning earlier that it had to be a tribe.
Bitter
Because
Blossom.
we have.
The thing is, I think that Bitter Blossom will do twofold. It's going to go in the black white tokens theme as well as the red white, or the black white tokens theme as well as, okay, I was going to say red white too, but that doesn't help. But yeah, but I mean, or hell, Mardu. They did kind of a Mardu theme in Eternal Masters with tokens. They worked out pretty well.
Notably, there's no flashbacks shown yet, and I don't think there will be. I don't think we're going to have Lingering Souls. It'll be a bit too mechanically congested.
Yeah, and they allowed Snapcaster even though they didn't, even though they were breaking their own rule with wasn't Snapcaster the only flashback spell in the last one, or was there a flashback?
That kind of changes my mind.
Yeah,
I've
Snapcaster,
forgotten about that. Yeah, dude, that maybe we will get
They could
Lingering
go.
Souls
Do
after.
you know what? I actually think that instead of Blue Red, yeah, it's gonna be Blue Red Storm. They're gonna do it again
Past in Flames and
because they have Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise. Yeah, it's gonna be Blue Red Storm.
you also have Desperate Ritual as an arcane spell to justify putting in there.
Is there any other arcanes we had? Yeah, Glorious Vengeance, right? Isn't that
I think
arcane?
Forbidden Alchemy will
Yes,
see play
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
Through the
this.
Breach.
It is
Through the
Blue Red
Breach.
Storm. It's 100% Blue Red Storm. Let's finish off
Yeah,
Wither
there we
really
go.
quickly. I think Thunderblust is going to be in here, 100%. I think it's going to be downshifted as well.
That's a persist card, not a wither.
I know, Persist. Why we're talking about Wither? Because Wither's not even in here, is it?
Because you brought up Stigma Lasher.
Yeah, I don't know if Signal Lasher is actually going to do it. It's not Wither that we're looking for. There's no Wither, right? I should put
Yeah,
this.
maybe not.
Yeah, it's Persist.
I brought
that
up
we're looking at.
Stigma Lasher, and I might be wrong on it.
So I think the Persist cards of what happened to my little fairy. What happened to my little puppet? Oh, there it is, Puppeteer Click.
At the very bottom.
Yeah, I think that this is a pretty much given. Looking at how, Red Cap is probably going to be in here as well again. I would say
Yes.
Red Cap. So that's where
Yeah,
I'm thinking about the Persist cards. Nothing new here. They're just going to look for Modern Masters. It's worked as worked.
I wonder how much aggro there even would be in this, because if you've got Ancient Tomb, and you've got Kitchen Finks and stuff like this, I can see, because Kitchen Finks is arguably not in there for stymieing burn. It's in there for Annihilator recovery. If you've got a bunch of persist creatures, you Puppeteer Clique, you've got Murderous Red Cap, you got Kitchen Finks. If you get a few more persist things, there's that green one, it's hybrid green-white, just a bear, but it's got persist. I'm guessing that will be as a common in the set. It's
You're talking about the elf?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just a role player, 2-drop.
Yeah, it goes in kind of a Hate Bears theme
Safe hold
too.
elite.
Yeah, that's the one. That's gonna be.
I always
I
love that
think-
card, just like the aesthetic of it.
Even throw in Heartmander just to do a theme on it for green-white, but I don't think it has to go that far. But I think it's actually more in there for Annihilator.
Do you think the persist artifact's going to be in there?
Yeah, because Annihilator does need to be able to
Cauldron?
be taken care of. Annihilator, I think, is going to be the sack way to get around. They probably
think
will
we're-
put at least one more common, like Ulamog's Crusher, most likely will be in here. I don't know. I think they might go the slot of actually having more of like the green cards be the common cards, if you're going to go that route, or some black cards, some undercosted black cards to go with Reanimate. Overcosted black cards to go with Reanimate.
Right. Devion in chat mentions another upvote for bring back blue-black fairies, and I think we'll have persist fairy in the form of Glanalandra Archmage. So that's going to be fairy and persist overlap.
Glanalandra Archmage, and it was printed in Modern Masters 1, and it does have it does go in the theme that I'm saying, that I think we're going to have some overlap with this Hate Bears in the Bant color combination. Yeah, so I think Glanalandra is definitely a card that could be in here. I mean, we're getting pretty low already on rares, but again, this is the set I think they're going to go all out on. So I'm with you.
Some of these might be downshifted. I don't quite think Glanalandra.
Yeah, Glanalandra's not getting downshifted. I think that a card like Thunderblust might be downshifted.
Oh yeah, that's not.
They did it with the last one that was like this. I still think that red's going to have a very aggressive feel, and it's either going to be paired with red-black as aggressive, or it's going to be paired with red-white. Usually they do try to put those themes. Green definitely is going to be a ramp through the breach, and I do believe something like Tooth and Nail. So some of these bigger green, and Baleful Dragon definitely shows that. So we're going to have some sort of big fatty green red.
I agree on Thunderblast, and I wonder what you might think of the that indicating perhaps the form that red aggro will take. So maybe big red aggro. So Thunderblast, with an ancient tomb and 3 mountains, you're getting a turn earlier, things like
The
that.
thing about Thunderblast is it bleeds over into those. It's a decent card to actually even reanimate.
Mm-hmm.
And it works along this red's got to be aggressive. They've got to have something because otherwise Kitchen Finks, yes, the Annihilator, but I think it has to play double duty.
I can see Scuzzback Marauders from Persist as well if we're filling that out. It's a green hybrid, 5/2 common with Trample.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
And it's Goblin as well
It's a
because
nice
they're probably going to
through-the-breach
add
target.
some tribal support for that.
Yep, I think that's pretty good. All right, so what is the next archetype, everyone? Let's look at Mono Black. So I think that Cabal Coffers is a given. This is one of the last cards that has not seen a reprint, and it fits with the Urborg to Yawgmoth.
That's very interesting if they'd be willing to go into.
And again, Vesuva's in here with Dark Depths. Come on, let's add it. It's Vesuva and it's Lesbian Stage. I can't even spell Thespian. Thespian Stage. I think this will be. The lands are going to be tough to round out, though. I don't think any of them are going to get downshifted, though. Vesuva might to a rare.
I'm not convinced that they're going to be trying to be aggressive with Thespian Stage and Dark Depths.
They have Dark Depths. This card is god-awful unless you have a way to do something.
Well, we might see some...
Vampire Hexmage. It's in. It's 100% in. This card is in. There's a lot of counters to it, and yep, it's in. And it's mono black.
I have a janky card to recommend as a shoo-in for this, which is Fate Transfer.
Disgrandi. Fate what?
Fate Transfer. So if you want Dark Depths with some jank in the set, so as a jank slot card with actual enabling of Dark Depths, to go also with the manlands that are in there, you have Fate Transfer, because you can animate a manland and you can Fate Transfer from Kitchen Finks or something to the manland. If you have anything else they can animate, since we've got the theme of creature lands here, if they do animate, like with Awakener Druid or anything, Dark Depths, they can have this janky theme of putting your snow counters, whatever they are, onto one of your manlands or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really roundabout, but to me, if they're doing some Shadowmoor here, this seems like one of those fringe cards.
That are Bioshift. No, Bioshift is +1/+1 counters. Yep. So that's actually Fate Transfer is kind of cool. A little thing with Dark Depths.
Yeah. I think they could be sneaking that in here.
I agree, and it gets back Glenaland, like gets the persist counter off of Glenaland.
Yeah, and it's a common, so it's like a common fringe combo card. There's like no cost to this hit.
Undying and persist are both in this. Speaking of Undying, I think the other all the Undying cards I'm going to really put into. So the chat brings up a good point with the manlands are probably a signal that this is only going to be allied colors, not enemy colors. I agree.
Right.
I don't think there's enough, enough room. So maybe we don't even need to be looking at like black.
Yeah, Ross brings up a good point with that.
Lord of Extinction's actually in here though as a enemy colored. So is Maelstrom Pulse. So I don't know.
Might
that kind of
be for fun.
Yeah, that kind of kills our.
Well, they've been mixing things up. Like
they're not that uniform.
They're not sticking to all allies.
Yeah, but the problem is though that there's not a lot of room. have everything.
I think it's green, white, green, black, black, red.
All right, so let's go back to black. Let's go back to the kind of the mono black theme, which I do think is going to be. I think Messenger's in here. I think Messenger. I don't see it downshifted. Messenger and Murderous Redcap go in this nice little black aggro.
Totally. Yeah.
Even though this is not a zombie, I think we probably will get the Messenger, we'll get Gary in here as well. Gary's never been reprinted in a draftable set. It's been in Commanders and things like that. But I'm also thinking that the Gravecrawler wasn't Gravecrawler in Iconic or Masters 25, or was it not?
I think it was in the Masters 25.
Let me look at Gravecrawler here. Let me pull it up.
I feel pretty confident that it was in Masters 25.
Backbone asks, what about Baneslayer Angel from chat?
Painslayer Angel's a terrible card. Don't play it.
Yeah, that's true. It just dies to Doomblade. It's so unplayable. It will never ever. I'm an idiot for calling it for going up. It's just horrible in Standard, and for me telling that Standard is revolving around Baneslayer Angel just proves I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought I said I wasn't throwing shade tonight. Speaking of which, humble brag, have you seen some of my spec? Have you seen Rekindling Phoenix? Jeez, I'm on fire. I should just go completely over to market. Gravecrawler has not seen a printing. It was just in the dual deck. So I think that Gravecrawler actually with Vengevine. Oh, yeah. Gravecrawler's in here. There's no way, no how Gravecrawler's not in here.
I think Noble Hierarch's actually partly in there for
Vengevine?
Vengevine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can go into this. Vengevine can go in these hate bear decks.
Creature spam decks as well. Yeah.
So let's go back over to Undying. I think this leaves it open to like Butcher Ghoul probably being in here, and possibly Young Wolf. I think both of those are cards that fit the common slot really well. Stormbound Geist, I believe, will be in here as well for another Undying card.
Oh,
These are all
Stormbound Geist needs to be there.
maybe Strangler Geist instead of Young Wolf. I don't know if that. Yeah, because it goes with the haste.
Yeah,
Maybe
I could see that.
Strangleroot, maybe both of them. These could definitely go in here. I could see Pyreheart Wolf.
I can also see blue-black being evasive to counter green on this, so that supports more so the fairies.
What about this combo, Scron?
We might see Una's. What's up?
What about this combo, Scron?
Oh boy,
Ooh.
yeah, that's sweet.
Well, it's really
I like
cool too
that.
because it goes in kind of a blue-red. Spells matters, sort of.
Yeah, I like that. It's some Kiln Fiendish action there.
But if you can move, if there's anything you can move over as far as counters wise over to the Hound of Gristlebrand, I don't know. Hound of Gristlebrand, I think if it sees play, it needs downshifted.
Hi, Kangaroo.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, it's kind of a vanilla card, ain't it? Like, there's nothing.
Kevin.
What's up?
What are y'all talking about?
We're talking about predictions from Ultimate Masters. So we've identified some archetypes that are absolutely in here. We're on stream, so
Did they release more cards today?
Well, they released all 40 of them. So we've got you're on stream, by the way, too. So just letting you know if you don't want to divulge identity or say something.
Oh no, I'm not. I haven't started my stream.
No,
I didn't know.
No, you're on stream now, dude.
Yeah, we're on stream.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, that's
yeah, I'm just pre-warning you, just in case we get into Orange Man bad talk, and
I'll hold my tongue.
we have fun on our Discord. We're all nice little memesters. But anyway, where are we going with this? So we've identified some things that are absolutely archetypes. You can join us on YouTube if you want to see my screen of what I'm looking at. This set actually has a lot going for it, is what we're saying. They could definitely be a knockout of the park as far as a draftable format, because I think they picked a lot of cards that actually meld very well with each other if they are going to try to make a busted like cube type deck. Undying Evil seems kind of cool to put in here as a common. Again, we don't know how much room there will be, but this is definitely a very good card.
That's a fine one. It works nicely with Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, it works nicely with even things like Kitchen Finks.
Fairies.
It works very nice with where the hell is that busted ass card? Through the Breach. Speaking of which was the other Through the Breach card we were talking about? Oh yeah, all the Undying stuff works really well through the Breach. We already kind of did that. All right, what's another archetype we want to look at? So Mono Black I think is easy to fill out with stuff like Vampire Hexmage, Messenger. I think the other, Kicker. Is there any Kicker cards doing spoiled? No Kickers, right?
No, not that I've seen.
Yeah.
No kicker, I don't think.
So I think we can kind of rule that out.
An interesting one potentially is Softly Snow. More, I think, for implying a few Cold Snap cards. Like, I'm thinking actually Rune Snag might make it into this set.
Yeah, because snow is in here, isn't it? So snow-covered lands will most likely be in here as well as the bait.
Yeah,
no,
we might get scrying sheets.
There won't be basic lands, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't think they'll do snow-covered lands as far as just the regular ones. Yeah, there's no room. There's no way.
It might be kept to Dark Death just being special, but I think we may see Rune Snag from Cold Snap if you were having the graveyard theme as we.
Yeah, Rune Snag's a good counterspell to put in here since counterspell was in Iconic or was in Masters 25. So I think
Maru discussed that they weren't going to do snow-covered lands in the Viking set that may or may not be coming soon. Right? I know that a Nordic set is high on the list.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think he was asked about snow, and he was more pessimistic than optimistic.
So, but he also floated the idea about snow dual lands and how people would receive them. There's a tweet that he did send out with that. I'm surprised I'm not blocked by Mark Rosewater yet after today. That's my goal. God won't block me.
What'd you do today?
Did you see my Twitter earlier today?
I saw some of it. It wasn't that bad. What happened?
I just tweeted out my cosplay stuff. Come on, I'm getting serious with cosplay.
I know, it was nice.
I saw that. Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah.
And you did not cosplay Absent as Halloween. That's an old photo.
Don't you be? That was not an old photo. That was taken yesterday. Oh, I wish. Anyway, where are we going with this?
So I've got another role player that comes to mind in the Arcane section, and that's Hirobi's Whisper.
We definitely need to look at Arcane.
Swamp Focus.
We definitely.
Yeah, if we've got the Arcane in there, if we've got the Swamp Focus as you're thinking, and the Graveyard Focus, your self-milling, Hirobi's Whisper, I think, is a shoo-in.
Hirobi's Whisper.
Isn't that the kill spell?
Yep.
Y'all are basing all of this off of the 40 rares and mythics that we've seen?
Yep. And it actually makes a lot of sense when you start piecing it all together.
I'm a tad skeptical, if only because in order to justify the sky high price, they really did have to put in all the heavy hitters, right?
But they do meld. I'm not joking. Like you actually.
No, I mean I believe that some of them meld, but it's like green black, for example, is always going to involve the graveyard for the most part, right? Like it's no smoking gun that the green black is going to be graveyard focused, and so we can look for like certain green black rares, uncommons, or pauper cards, potential pauper cards.
But, are you being pessimistic?
Am I being pessimistic? Oh, maybe. But this is my challenge to you: is put them all out and start putting them into piles of where they could, and you'll start to actually see a lot of synergies that work together. Of course, they're expensive cards, but the thing is like Dig Through Time is pretty much spoiled as well. Kind of missed that part. It's the box art, and so that does mean that they are thinking along the lines of mechanics matter. And then when you really start to look at this stuff, it does. It starts to meld. It starts to be like, oh wow, if we can, like, again, now I'm really looking at Undying Evil and stuff like Fulminator Mage. The combo there potential is crazy. And MT Joe, you're an MTGO player. You remember some of these cubes that they've done from time to time. They'll have like a cube that will last 2 weeks, and they'll use a lot of these same sort of cards. And to me, this is actually looking like this is a design set, not just a puke everything out set.
Well, the ones to identify would be the cheap cards, right?
Mhm.
Like why would they print cheap cards? And
Well, they had to put cheap cards. There's commons and uncommons. That's already known.
yeah, no, but the 40 big ones, right? Like which of these are not heavy hitters in presumably just paper finance? Like is Lord of Extinction worth anything?
Yes. Man,
It
you are
is.
you are such an MTGO player
No,
and don't know anything
it
about
is-
Commander.
I know. I'm totally
Lord of
I'm totally on the
Extinction is so-
MTGO
Do you know
wavelength. so
Mikaeus the Unhollow is an incredibly expensive card?
I should just look at the gold. I should just look at Goldfish and see.
See, that's the thing.
Also,
Like, this was
guess what I
my
learned today?
what?
I learned that Lord of Extinction is apparently an invocation.
Yes, it was, but it was ugly. Anyway,
Apparently, it's
the
also online only.
for an
I'm only-
invocation. No,
I'm
it
only
exists.
seeing the price online.
No, I've pulled a Lord of Extinction, I swear, in paper. Maybe not. Yeah, it was
why
a-
is
it's
it
invocation.
only the online when I'm
I don't know.
like,
Quit derailing my thread, or my video. What was I talking about before I was rudely interrupted? I lost my thought, and it was a good thought too. Oh yeah. Like what I was saying is, I kind of the same mistake as
Are you
you,
talking about me,
Kanga.
Kevin?
When I was a very competitive player, oh man, I was a competitive player that was still into MG Finance. I wrote off Commander. I completely wrote it off until I started
No, I
realizing
get it. I understand it. I understand the reasons why Commander is like why Commander drives significant demand. But I'm just ignorant of
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
of the numbers, right? Because I
Specifics.
don't focus on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite similar on some of that. Interesting that
Do you
Leovold
think Desperate
is
Ritual is
getting
going
a
to be in there?
reprint.
Goldfish doesn't have a list.
Leovold fits in this type of theme. That's what I'm saying. There will be, I think, Treasure Cruise will be in here. There will be like Leovold is going to really punish
for
draw.
sure.
It's going to be blue black green's way of kind of combating the blue red spells, which is most likely going to be a storm deck with lava spike.
Pyretic.
I have a suggestion for a card.
Desperate Ritual.
Yeah, Desperate Ritual will probably be in here. I bet Seething
Mana-
Song. Seething Song will probably get the nod over Pyretic Ritual.
I have an arcade card to suggest for this.
I can't spell either.
Anamorphies?
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Scron.
Evermind. I think that's due for a reprint to just get that color indicator on it, and we're going for a pretty grindy format, and you can do another arcane spell and splice Evermind and still draw a card with Leovold, assuming that the arcane spell, because he lets you draw one card each turn, not more than one, so Evermind can slip in there and, give you some extra grindy value to like a Hirobi's Whisper or something as blue-black control arcane with some fairies and stuff. And especially if you're doing blue-red combo control for Through the Breach and things like that.
I wonder if Blue Black will have a mill theme to it. I don't think so. It was in the last one, but it kind of self.
I don't think so.
Self milled. Peer Through the Depths probably will be in here. I don't know if Peer will.
I think that Self Mill is probably going to be kept in black and green mostly. Like Tassiger is going to play friendly with their bleeding into Soul type, but Blue is mostly going to have like Delve and like things to feed off it, as I anticipate Rune Snag. But I mean, I think it may be a toss up between Rune Snag and Logic Knot. We may not see both, but I mean, it could be greedy.
I'm thinking Ideas of Unbound will be in here. I'm thinking Ideas Unbound, and I think that Faithless Looting Because we're talking about the flashback needs a little more love.
Yeah, if we have flashback with Snapcaster, then that's I was thinking.
I don't think Careful Study will be there. I think it will be Ideas Unbound for Arcane, Faithless Looting for the flashback, and then probably Deep Anal for the other flashback card. Because I'm really thinking this works in the theme as well.
Oh
And
yeah,
that-
Deep Anal Cyst. Yeah, let's get that in there.
Oh my god.
So that's the see again this is actually look if they do this right, this is actually looking to be like a because the problem with Modern Masters, every one of them, problem with Eternal Masters is probably the one that worked the best as a draft format or a sealed format. The problem with Modern Masters 2 and 3 and Iconic and Masters 25 is they half-assed it. They're like, well, we want this to be a thing, but they're like, we don't want to put too much value in any of these sets. Because you got to remember, Modern Masters 2017 wasn't that great until the fetch lands were spoiled. And the fetch lands held all the value to the set. Modern Masters 2015, if people actually remember correctly, no one liked it. It was horrible. It was a thing that took a while to actually sell at MSRP. But Modern Masters 1 was actually very, very fun. They went all out on the themes as well. You could build a Storm deck. You could build an Affinity deck in Draft or in Sealed. All the rest of them just felt like these really bad half-seas decks. So if they do this properly with that 335 MSRP price tag, they can go all out with a lot of this stuff, throw in a ton of value, downshift a lot of rares to uncommons to even hold even more value. And there's a lot of room for these type of stuff. This is a 255 card set, correct? What is Iconic Masters? What's the old? Let me check some of these old sets. So Modern Masters 2017 at 249. So they're giving a little bit of a leeway with 6 more cards. People have been saying that's in the Mythic slot, but we'll have to wait and see. I think they spoiled it there. But I'm thinking, yeah, that Blue-Red's going to have the Arcane. It's going to be an Arcane/Storm theme to it. I'm still thinking Green-Red's going to have a go big. It's going to be Green-Red ramp. Blue-Black will be probably fairies. I'm with that. So we should probably look at some fairies that...
Yeah, like I mean, Spell Stutter Sprite's an obvious one.
Thieving Sprite, Spell Swerve
Yeah,
Sprite.
I mean, if you want to go, okay, the Sultai sort of blend, there's everybody's favorite Scrib Sprite, I think that is, or Scrib Ranger. Which one is that? Yes, Scrib Sprite, is that right?
Isn't that just the 1 mana greens?
That untaps the land because we've got.
Script. Yeah, Script.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I'm a little.
Oh, you think Cloud of Fairies? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, I mean, it could, but
I think
yeah.
Quickling.
Yeah, Quickling more likely because the Cloud of Fairies doesn't it invite cycling and
Yeah,
there's no
no
cycling.
cycling so far. I don't know about Quickling. Quickling was kind of an awkward card.
No, I think
It does. Yeah, you're right. It does work with Spell Search, right? You're right.
It picks up Snapcaster too.
Yep.
And picks up Eternal Witness. It picks up a lot of things that exist.
I don't think like Pestermite's going to be in here. We could have the Scion of Una, and I could actually see the Scion being downshifted this time. They've didn't they downshift another lord? Yes, they downshifted one of the Merfolk lords, right, from rare to uncommon. Or am I? One of the master sets I thought they did downshift.
That's barely any better than the crap. What?
This also leads us to Fairy Macabre being
Diagraph Captain.
Yeah, Fairy Macabre is great for the interaction
with the graveyard. Yeah, I think it's going to get the nod over Bazooka Bog.
Yeah, Stevion in chat saying maybe I will draft once fairies, and I think fairies looks like it would be fun to draft with all the interaction.
Don't know if Prowl has any sort of room. I doubt it. I think it's going to go more of the persist route. We had the thing is when they go fairies, it double dips into the puppeteer click. See, it does seem like we're going back to a lot of the Modern Masters 1 and 2 themes. Could though Glen Alondra is kind of interesting because Glen Alondra hits both the mono black and the fairies.
It's maybe like that encourages some more devotion for Nykthos, but I'm pretty doubtful that we're going to see devotion as a theme, even with some incentive for it to get
I think
out
mono black is there with Micaeus. I really think they're going to go that route.
But I think they'll focus on swamps over devotion. Like, I mean, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So
Like
your
so you
cobbers
think they're
are
going to take Wake of the Dead off?
Yeah, like if we got coffers, then we don't have Nykthos. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm with
Don't they
you. I
make
just
Wake
thought
of
that
the
maybe they. Yeah, I'm with
Zarkos?
you. I'm with you. But Ona, I think Ona is 100% in here.
You know, I think that lets us get Scrib Ranger back in there as an option because it can untap Cabal coffers.
What are you looking at this Scrib? I always look at Scrib sprites.
SCRY.
Yeah, I was looking
Yeah,
at, I was
Scrib
looking,
Ranger
It's a
fairy.
green fairy.
Yeah, so it's a green fairy, and everybody loves the thing, and they'll,
It
maybe
has
cave and
protection
refresh.
from blue.
Yeah,
So good.
I mean, it's a funny green fairy that a lot of people
it
advocate.
untaps a creature, not a land.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, okay, right. Bounces forest, yeah. Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah, I think Una works with the reanimation of Goryo's Vengeance. Kind of bad, but it's still a legendary target. It works with Glen
I like
Alondra.
Una. Una's
Thing
great.
is, we're so heavy rare that some of these we've definitely just out.
Do you suppose if there's room, they might upshift Una to Mythic just because? I mean, just as
Mythics
another
are
dank Mythic?
so Mythics are so
I mean, she is a Mythic
clogged
design.
already.
Like, she's very
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah, they chose not to do a Mythic this time around, though. Or, I mean, last time around.
Yeah, they had to have.
That's a shame. Yeah, I don't like when they.
Fire and Ice and Sword of Light and Shadow.
Do you think they're
They
going to
had to make
put the fairy land in here?
I don't think they're gonna.
The
Like, I
fairy
mean,
conclave? Since they have
Well,
other
what if they-
animated lands? Is there anything that actually works with land matters, like Creeping Tar Pit, String Wildwood, those type of cards? Like land creatures get whatever. I think those are usually, like, we haven't seen any, like, recent cards be in this set. None of them were in the showcase cards. So I think they're not really going to be looking at anything, like, beyond... What's the latest card that we saw? Was it Fate Reforged?
No,
Is Tassiger the latest card that was spoiled? Leovold, I guess.
Yeah, Tassiger and Leovold.
Yeah. No, they didn't reveal all the mythics. They revealed just the box toppers. Apparently, there's still mythics floating around.
Leovold's pretty recent.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Leovold and Tassiger. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they're going to be looking at recent sets. Maybe some filler stuff for it.
If I were to draw any conclusion from this, it would be to focus on the fact that Emrakul, Ulamog, and Kozilek are here. That they're going to have some way to support
12
getting these
posts.
things into play.
Yes.
and it can't just be through the breach. It can't just be
Yes,
one
yeah.
card.
Yep.
So, like, maybe Show and Tell is here.
We had
Ancient
Tooth and
Stirrings.
Nail. We have
Tooth and Nail. Yeah, Tooth and Nail will be there. Aether Mage's Torch could be there.
Aether Mage's Torch.
Polymorph. What does that do? A
Yeah,
polymorph.
Polymorph works with something like the Persist stuff. Aether Mage's Torch.
Wait,
What the
there's
heck was
Platinum
that?
Empyrean, and there's Madcap Experiment that combos with that. Maybe
Mage's
we'll actually
Touch.
see Madcap Experiment.
Aether Mage's Torch is 2 white blue for
Yeah, I
an
got
instant.
it. Touch. Aether Mage's Touch.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Touch. Yeah, not Torch. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Aether
Yeah,
Mage
blue white is
Touch. That's a
something I
good
have
one.
no clue how they're going to do it. This might actually be the route they go with blue white. Is the Fate Reforged? They might be. No, I don't think they'd be able to support the what's that stupid manifest. I think that'd be a mess. But
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, Manifest.
yeah, Manifest was fun with Flicker. They did blue white.
boy, no
they did
way.
Blue white
I don't
Flicker a
think
lot.
they go
I
that
don't
route.
know. Blue white is really up in the air as to where they're gonna go with it. But like, if they do have some sort of more of the cheat-in cards with blue white,
Well, honestly, it could be, oftentimes you get blue. It's like the Kaladesh blue white, right? It's blue white ETB triggers, and then you do that with things like Aether Mage's Torch and Show and Tell to get the big fatties in as well. But you could have things like Cloud Blazers and whatever, right? Just whatever random blue white value cards, Mole Drifter, anything like
I
that.
think
Right?
Mole Drifter might be. Nope, Commander. It's probably eligible if it's from Commander. So yeah, Mole Drifter will probably be in here as well.
There might be a soft bounce
Well,
theme.
Evoke. I don't know if Evoke is going to be able to be put in here. If there's room for it, I don't think there is.
I don't think they'll be doing it, but I can see, not flicker, but bounce shenanigans. They've got Caracas in here, so we might see like a Vincer or something.
No. What is Mangara? The guy who exiles himself?
Maybe that's an interesting one, but isn't that a
What's
bit
his name? What's it like? It's like
complex?
Mangara
Even though
of Kildor.
I think or Teferi's kind of cool in here too.
so Vendilion Clique ought to be in here with Caracas
Vanilla Click
and
cannot be in here.
Blue Black Fairies.
Vanilla Click is
No?
ineligible. Yeah, it's ineligible.
Oh, why is that?
Because it was Masters 25.
It's mythic, right?
I'm sticking to my guns, and there's nothing from Masters 25 in this set.
Oh, you're wrong there. I bet Colossal Dreadmaw's in here.
Oh yeah, god damn it! I forgot. I can't forget about Colossal Dreadmaw.
Which I love, by the way. I think Magic sets of late have had a green problem in that they haven't made the green creatures good enough or beefy enough, really. And Colossal Dreadmaw has covered a whole array of sins from several sets, and it's really something that's missing in Guilds of Ravnica, for example. And I don't know. I just love having the 6/6 Trampler there at the top end, so when you're green that you'll have access at common to generally the biggest creature on the battlefield.
Yeah, it's a great through the breach target too, right?
Well, then they should put Black Worm in. That's like leave it at common like it belongs, or uncommon.
Well,
there was
Palaka Worm was in
Modern
Rise
Masters-
of the Eldrazi.
In Modern Masters 2015 had a lot of those type of cards too. I'm trying to think of the other one. What was the card that like put a card? Is a red green card that put a card, and then it sacked it in a turn, and then you created that many 1/1 Saprolings. So return it. No. Or what was it? Or is it a red green card where you returned a creature from your graveyard and then drew that many cards? Is that the card I'm thinking of? It's just like backbreaking. It's like a 7-drop. I lost so many games to that stupid thing because red green ramp was a real threat.
They could put Deadbridge Chant into it.
That was just reprinted as well, wasn't it?
I don't know what this set symbol is. Let me see. What is this? No, just Dragon. Oh, in the guild kit, the Guilds of Ravnica guild.
Okay.
Kit.
Yep. That's where I thought it was. Yep. Going to be.
Oh,
I don't think Deadbridge is going to be in here.
It won't be in here then. Yeah. That's way too
It's
early.
a trap anyway.
Yeah, it's Battle Bond through.
Like scraps.
Battle Bond, Iconic Masters 25, and Iconic Masters I think are pretty much ineligible. Iconic's kind of the one on the border.
I'm gonna be right back. Sick.
What if Elvish? I mean, this would not be exciting, but they could put Elvish Piper in there at uncommon.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They could even put that at common. I think Elvish Piper is a power level that if the set is a Masters level set with Masters level removal, they could put that at common.
But they're not going to because they're going to do Champion of Aronis because it's the most broken card ever printed, and Wizards must be idiots for printing this card. And you get your cards right now because this is going to be a $10 card immediately.
Kevin, you
think-
said you'd be nice.
And while we're at it, we're gonna put in some Crescent Sunmare. Oh boy.
Kevin, you said you'd be
Are these
nice.
Yeah,
your
Elvis-
failed? Are these failed or successful specs?
It's
Are
just
we?
a person that I meme on quite a bit that doesn't appreciate me memeing on them because they can't take it. They can't take a joke to save their life, literally. Anyway, what's the other card though? What about like Heritage Druid?
That was in.
Just not Heritage Druid. Sorry, Heritage. No, Hermit Druid. Sorry.
Oh, Hermit Druid. The squirrel guy? Oh, the squirrel man.
When was that last printed? That's not reserve list, right? No.
Oh, that was squirrel.
I think Hermit Druid might be in here for the self milling. I don't know where I got with Elvish Piper. I'm trying to think these type of.
Wait, is it? He's not the squirrel guy. He's not the one I'm
Do
thinking.
you know another one? Mimeoplasm.
No, it's the mimeoplasm.
It's the mime. Oplasmic. That was just reprinted though in the Commander anthology though. But I mean, it could be something like that. I think like Hermit Druid does actually fit kind of nicely with
Other
the
options
self
in
mill.
this, I just did a slightly different Scryfall search to get a few extra options apart from Aether Mage's Touch. Animal Magnetism is one from, I believe that's Onslaught. I think that's the Onslaught set symbol, but just 5 mana. It's 4 and a green, rare. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent chooses a creature card from among them. Put that card into play.
That's
And the-
actually a pretty sweet card to put in here. It's not reserve list. Well, because yeah, it's okay. It's on slot, so.
It's old, but no, it can't be reserve list. It's
Yep.
too late.
Yep. That is kind of cool card. Didn't even know that existed.
Bifurcate is that reserve list?
How do you spell
I
it?
I wonder if I
creatures are-
own Bifurcate because I have a lot of
How do you spell it?
Mercadian. Bifurcate. Bifurcate.
That
That's
could
a
be an
better-
option. It might be a little bit too hard for sealed. It's cool though because it can get a permanent card, so it can get. I mean that to me would be something would want like the Tron lands.
How
With
a
it.
thieves auction?
Thieves Auction they've done before, so it's definitely on their
They have.
radar. Haven't they done Thieves Auction in one of the other master sets?
No, that card's a nightmare.
Okay, if it's a nightmare, they're probably not going to put it in there. I'm thinking of a different auction.
No.
Yeah,
read
anything
it.
for masks cannot be on the reserve list. That's definitely that is true. Isn't there a card like Elvish Piper, but from the graveyard? You may put a creature card from the graveyard, exile it at the. There's a creature that does basically a Goryo's Vengeance type ability.
Bribery could be a possible breaking, entering.
Bribery absolutely is in here. Oh yeah, you're right about bribery.
Yeah.
I'm back and I just caught that. That's really good. Bribery.
Which is kind of sad because Alex and I own 3 of them from Mercadian Masks, I believe.
I think
Yeah.
I own 2 or 3 briberies just
Who's
because
Alex?
they're in like every blue like bribery should go in every blue player blue commander deck. Every blue commander deck can justify putting a bribery because it keeps your opponents in check. And then when they bitch and moan that something happens, you can say, "Not my card." That's my favorite thing to do in Commander. That's why I play a tally. That's all I play now is a tally because everyone just whines whenever I play another Commander deck. And now when I beat them with the tally, I can just say, "Not my cards."
Your cards are all terrible.
Call of the Wild.
That's another fun old school card.
Yeah. This does cover all of them, right? Like, well, I mean, let me look at the list again, but are any of these cards just legacy? I mean, yeah, Leovold is just legacy.
Yeah, there is legacy. There is. Oh, have you heard this rumor too? Where the modern is going to lose its restriction of has to be in a standard set. I've been hearing that rumor everywhere.
I don't like that.
There's a
I don't
big
know.
announcement
I
coming
do
with
like-
modern.
I do like the risk. Wait, why do you think there's a big announcement coming with Modern?
Didn't they say there was I swear there was an announcement with Modern that's coming up.
I don't know.
So they're going to make Modern into Eternal,
See, that's my problem with like
essentially.
if fetch lands are not included in this stupid set, that means we have to get fetch lands in standard again. And now, they just want to ruin another standard format. That's a quick way to do it.
I I don't like the idea of having Modern exist, in which they can just. Well, no. Actually, it's very hard to make that work because if they're not going to do Masters, like the product to put, Modern legal but not Legacy legal or Standard legal cards would be in like a Modern Masters product, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
if they're not going to Modern Masters anymore, then they're saying that like Leovold now would like it, in every Battle Bond and Commander product, like are these all going to be Modern playable? So like Leovold or the next Leovold will be Modern legal. Is
Someone in
that
chat, I know that Wizards hinted at that. Someone in chat, if they can find the link of where they're saying something about, mulling that over. I swear it was directly from the mouth of Wizards.
Is this from the past few days, Kevin?
Or weeks. I thought they're saying that in upcoming there will be different ways to throw, or they're looking at different ways to throw cards that are legal in Modern without having to have them go through a standard set, because they've understand that that's a
There's a need for that.
Oh, you can't link posts here. Do you have it, Luninous? I can. All right, don't abuse your moderator. The Lunis, you can link something now. If you do have a link for that, but that's I swear I read that, and that made some big waves.
People have, or some people, I don't know. So some people have been clamoring for that.
Yeah, I swear it came directly from Wizards. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it makes sense too, because they keep if they keep trying to print Modern, there was something about they acknowledged that Modern was the power level was just so far from Standard. I think it was in the same breath of the Shadows Forward format, or the talking about Modern on going to Arena. I don't know. I'll look into it and get back to people, because it was. I've been hearing the rumor everywhere. Nonetheless, if it didn't come right from the camel's mouth, but the whole idea is that whenever they try to put Thoughtseize or Mutavault or fetch lands or even like cards that they want to put, like Containment Priest could definitely be used in Modern right now. It'd be a card that would probably make the format more tolerable to have Graveyard Hate.
It's not Graveyard Hate. It is.
Or it's through the breach hate.
What?
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. So,
I mean, they could put that in Standard too.
Yeah, but it doesn't really fit. The whole problem is it doesn't really. You get like more cards that are just like, why is this here? And
it's called Containment Priest. You can put it in, and I mean, like you just have to put it in a set with white humans.
Yeah,
right? I mean, that's all sorts of sets.
What was it? Was it Sun Chaser?
Yeah, they can do it.
Like,
I think.
What's Sun?
I think
it's Sun
the
Chaser.
idea of we can't put Thoughtseize in a standard set, I think is kind of folly. I don't think that they're trying hard enough on that.
No, Thoughtseize is just pure. It's horrible for a standard set. It's gonna ruin any standards. The problem was never Pack Rat. The problem was Thoughtseize.
Yeah, well, but Containment Priest isn't Thoughtseize.
That's what Scron was saying. He thinks that Thoughtseize could go in standard. No. We don't want Thoughtseize in standard ever again.
Yeah. I'd shy away from that, but I think Containment Priest would be just fine.
Yeah, I know, but I think it really. I think Containment Priest was in that. What was kind of the rhetoric they were saying, that they're like, hey, that we could actually start putting these things without trying to like put a card that doesn't have any interaction in standard. Like I was just mentioning Sun Cleanser. Like Sun Cleanser's just like, why?
They have core sets now.
I know. But again, there's still a lot of design room that they don't want to have to relegate towards modern. I mean, that's one of the big issues. Is they're like, oh, we don't want to throw a card in a standard set for modern. Which especially like look at Alpine Moon. Look at all these things that have just become have fallen so flat because they don't do anything in standard or in their draft environments. It's just a dead card. Look how horrible
the main
was
appeal
because
for them for turning modern into Legacy 2 is to help sell supplementary sets like Battle Bond. And you know, there are cards that would be nice in Legacy, but they're just bullied out by the power level of Legacy. So they would be decent in modern.
Yeah, they're very needed in modern, is what people are saying. And it's again, it's hard to really. It really is. It's hard to throw something in standard with it being powerful enough, because usually a hate card needs to be like it needs to be able to hold its own by itself, and then do something. So if we put something that just completely hosed artifacts or completely hosed graveyards in standard, then there's no way to even play those archetypes because they just can't. I mean, look at Deathgorger Scavenger. Or Deathgorge Scavenger. It's a card it's good for standard, but it's definitely not going to impact modern. It's too weak for modern. But it's doing what it wants to do in standard for, really taxing the graveyard pretty efficiently. So that they were to ramp this up, let's say this was to be modern playable, it'd probably need to be a 2-drop, and it'd probably need to be exiling more than just this. That would completely warp standard. It'd be a card that would just be thrown in every deck because it would just, even though it doesn't... even though you're not going up against a deck that is necessarily hating out, it's already strong enough by itself, and then just completely hoses those. It's like a Braid. I think a Braid was pretty tough on the they needed an answer for Kaladesh, and then they went way too far with it to where it made it so artifacts were completely unplayable if they weren't called really quick, fast artifacts, because a Braid just took care of it. So I don't know. That's what they
do. That's what they always do. That's why I like cards like Deathgorge Scavenger and the Black Pirate for 1 mana. I really do like that. And then
but they're both of those are terrible for modern.
Remorseful Cleric's good. Yeah, no, I know.
So I think that's where the discussion was.
The problem. Well, I mean, so some. I don't know. I'd have to mull over a way to design a card that would be good and that would be fine for standard. I mean, like in general, the way to design these cards is to put them is to strategically go, okay, is graveyard going to be a thing in this in this standard? And if it's not, then you can put in some more really robust graveyard hate in a core set, and it'll be legal for 1 year. And if the graveyard wouldn't be, it'd be like printing. In Core 19, it would be like printing an artifact, like a really good artifact hoser card in Core 19, because this whole next year, a huge thing, because they aren't huge in Ravnica, and Kaladesh block will have rotated, and you just you could have had some really robust artifact hate be printed in Core 19, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from there, but again, I think this is.
And then some things like Containment Priest are things that would be just fine in standard.
Yeah, I agree.
Sanctum Prelate, maybe even would be fine in standard. What are the other tax? It's not called Tax Collector. Alms Collector would probably be fine in standard.
You think Sanctum Prelate would be good in holy?
That's a scary card.
That is a scary card for standard. It might just be too good against certain decks, and then I don't see these type of things. It's
just converted mana cost.
You could do Force of Will in standard.
I know
it's much better. It's much better in modern and legacy. In standard, people run converted mana costs 1 through 6, not 1 through 3.
But what happens to that deck that does happen to be like a fringe deck that has this way, isn't that great of a meta share, but then it's a nice little fun little deck that can be added to the pool, and it gets completely hosed by a card like this, because this is what I would consider like a very unfair taxing card. That's what I'm saying. Like these type of cards, I think do not belong in standard.
It's not good. I don't think Sanctum Prelate would break. I mean,
well, Relic of Progenitus, I don't think would be a good thing for standard. I think the power level is there for modern. I don't think that any standard format ever requires a Relic of Progenitus, or even at this point a Rest in Peace.
It's just too good. So Sanctum Prelate would be just fine in standard.
I'm not saying it would be just fine, but what about that one deck that is running a lot of stuff that's all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have this that makes it so it's never ever going to be playable.
That's not true. I don't think that Sanctum Prelate is so good that it's just going to slot. Sanctum Prelate is not History of Benalia. History of Benalia or Goblin Chain Whirler, right? Goblin Chain Whirler and History of Benalia are just really great on-rate cards that well, in History of Benalia's case, it's just flat out fantastic. In Chain Whirler's case, it hoses tokens, right? So that was preventing tokens from being a thing for during Dominarian Core 19. And it's it's so good on rate that it's going to be played, and it hoses. Sanctum Prelate isn't very good on rate, and it
I see where you're coming from, but again, what I'm trying to say is ensnaring bridge type cards are not good for standard.
It's worse than Shalai. Sanctum Prelate is worse than Shalai 90% of the time.
I know. I get exactly what you're saying here, but I'm still under the mindset that again, cards like Engineered Explosives, cards like what's the Sunburst card that's like Sanctum Prelate.
I would agree with you about Engineering Explosives being probably too good. Yeah.
I mean, those type of things that are extremely good versus decks in Modern that completely shut things down, I don't think really have a place for Standard. And even if they don't see play, that's just my opinion. I don't think the Alpine Moons and Dampening Spheres want to be in Standard, even though they're not seeing any sort of play.
Yeah, unlikely. Yeah.
Well, those cards just suck anyway.
Well, I know, but they're experiments by Wizards.
Well, they waste space in a set, don't they?
Exactly, and they have to tone them down because they're afraid that they might warp Standard if they ramp them up.
Yeah.
So this is the problem with Modern. It has to come in through Standard, which is the power level is way, way, way lower, but somehow has to be able to affect Modern. And they've kind of created this like damned if you do, damned if you don't format, and especially when it comes to reprint equity as well. If it has been printed before in a Standard set, they can throw it in Battle Bond and call it good because it's still legal in Modern. But there are certain cards though that, it's just like some legacy staples that they probably do want in Modern. The only way they can get them is to go through Standard, and again, it might not just be the best environment to push them through. I would argue
this
that
is a
M19
really interesting point.
I know we've gone way off topic with this.
No, I don't.
Can
I
I
don't quite think
interject?
so because
Can I interject to bring us back?
Go on, Aaron.
First of all, Kodama's Reach is an arcane spell, and it ramps. It got mentioned a little bit while
Was it
back.
Battle Bond though? No, it's not right because they put Cultivate. No,
Yeah,
they put,
Kodama's
no, they
Reach.
put that old school one. They put the Blessing, or the get 2 forest cards in Battle Bond.
Is Sky Shroud's claim?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Kodama's Reach does look. Yeah, wow. Well, yeah, Kodama's Reach does need a reprint. I think this one's a shoe-in. That is an expensive card.
Mm-hmm. No, like, for real, like, that was a really good thing. Next of all, the Lunaist couldn't find anything, so they have failed their duty as a wrench. Just thought I'd bring that up.
What?
You gave someone.
Oh,
you gave the
you want me
Lunaist
to?
a wrench.
You want me to? I just gave someone power, and you want to take it away from them? That's just awful. It's like going to get a puppy and then saying, "I don't want you as a puppy anymore," and giving it back to the shelter.
That's what you did to me.
I
all
can't
the
do that to the
time.
Lunist until the Lunaist has shown me that the Lunist can't have power. It's just you can't do that.
You've done that to me.
Well, whenever I take away your wrench, you're absolutely deserving of your wrench being taken away. Oh boy. Okay, so anyway, I got a few more minutes before I gotta head off here. Again, sorry we got started late on the stream just because I was having problems with streaming to begin with. I'm glad that's out of the way. So we did accomplish something tonight by getting rid of a program that was stopping me from streaming. That's good to know. Yeah, don't bully Kevin. Or are you telling me not to bully, or are you saying don't bully Kevin, don't bully Kevin, or don't bully Kevin? Because usually, Chad, you're never on my side. And I feel bullied by you. Don't defend Arya. Arya is not worth any defense. Okay, Chad's on my side this time.
Is Defense of the Heart reserve list? I don't believe so.
Yes, I think defense is
Oh, is it?
an expensive card because it was a judge. Oh, it is not. Whew.
I own a few of them,
I own one for sure.
and I think that that would make sense in an Emrakul set.
I am 100% with you here. That was a good call. We are way above rares, though. I mean, something's got to give, but I think this
Yeah,
should not.
no, I know. I'm literally just going through and looking at all the possible ones, right? I'm not saying that it's going to definitely be there.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the whole point of this is for us to make a set that's way more fun than anything that Wizard could ever imagine. Because they're not the most
How do you feel
inspiring
about Knight of Infamy? That's got protection from white with Exalted to be able to attack past the kitchen.
I think Darkest Hour should exist.
I mean, if
Dark-
Noble Hierarch's in there, are they going to be doing Bant? Or would
Well,
they
I just
be
think
willing
that
to do
Noble
Dark
Hierarch,
Bant?
and again, Exalted probably
Is it
needs
just
to be in
there?
here as well. Didn't someone say like well, they didn't do Exalted. They only printed the one Exalted last time around.
How about
with Exalted in
Sublime
there.
Archangel?
Yeah, Kazali. I think Kazali Pride Mage is absolutely in here because it goes.
That could be good.
It goes with the Hate Bear theme.
Yeah,
I would
and you
love
can
for-
give it Undying.
I would love for Exalted to be the Azorius mechanic in the next
Yeah.
set. Even though I know it won't be, but I think it would be nice.
Yeah,
It would
'cause
help keep it would help keep Teferi in check because instead of being a control mechanic, you'd have.
I do not want to see
right?
Azorius get either Detention Sphere or Supreme Verdict. Teferi
Yeah,
is
right.
already a menace.
Supreme Verdict. Oh man, if they print Supreme Verdict, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Teferi is almost already on the verge that if it gets a lot of well, first of all, Teferi is functioning with bad mana.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I've been saying. You know, like the fact that Teferi has been doing so well with awkward mana
And
just means
Deafening
that.
Clarion, where that's the sweeper, that's the best that it has. Yeah, I'm with you. I hope they somehow make Azorius into like a Boros type theme.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Bring back Invisible Stalker.
Exalted is a good way to do that. Because it
Might
was
just
in
bring
Bant. It was in Bant before, and so it can be blue white, and it feels a little off, but it could work.
Their intention is to have a mix of returning and new, so they have Jumpstart and Surveil and Undergrowth, but they also have Convoke and I think another one is returning. But it may actually just be the one. But I remember seeing something about them wanting to have a mix of returning mechanics and new. So they might just have a one token mechanic that's returning. So maybe it would be Detain for Azarius and push on the aggro theme. But I could see Exalted as well.
Yeah. Well, usually they've kept within more of a Ravnica based themes with most of these.
So how about Frontline Sage, Kevin, for dumping, for looting a big creature into the graveyard to then Goryo's out. Frontline Sage as an
It's got Exalted too. Yeah, that's a perfect
looter.
one.
Yep.
Man, if they don't have these cards in this though, they just need to hire Scrawn. I'm sick of this nonsense. We could have a great
with you
set
on that.
here.
I told you, we are making a way better set than they could. They get a
Well,
bunch
I
of
mean,
interns that don't even play Magic designing these things.
We still do
All
need
these
to
reprint sets.
do the Commander set. I've put that on the back burner after the stream was really not being able to stream and busy as hell. But speaking of busy as hell, though, I think I am going to wrap this up. We didn't get a full set going down, but I think we had a nice little thought experiment of what is going to be in here. We're still Exalted does seem to be probably going to be the blue-white mechanic. I'm with you there with it.
Oh no, I was referencing Exalted for
Azorius. I know.
I think it'll have to be banned in this.
I know. I'm thinking for this set or for this master set, it actually makes sense. But and Frontline Sage is perfect. Jeez, that was a good catch.
Thanks.
It plays like the Merfolk Looter route that usually goes in these type of stuff. it's not too tasking to throw that in. I mean, it's kind of on curve with a Goryo's Vengeance with the extra blue, but anywho, well, thanks for everyone for joining me. Any last questions from the chat? I think this was fun nonetheless. Of course, we get sidetracked. This is what we do here. This is kind of
the sidetracking was on the subject of the future of modern, and that might be a good discussion topic for another video to follow up
Like
on.
I'll have to find the entire article that I'm referencing, or like where I heard the rumors. I've been hearing it from multiple sources that there's gonna be big changes for modern. It came from the same source. Let me talk about this really quickly. I was given the heads up with Gaddock Teague, so insider trading is alive and well. I was told about 2 or 3 weeks ago that Gaddock Teague was going to be reprinted, and I didn't think much of it because I was like, "What in the guild kit?" And yep, lo and behold, here's another one from the same source now that has been right every time. So
Isn't
insider
that the guy
trading,
who gave you a heads up about Scape Shift and
yeah, I think it's the same group at least. They again, it was the same. Matter of fact, Gaddock Teague will be reprinted within. And I just thought out, whatever. But yep, Gaddock Teague. It was.
It'd be interesting to follow the development of the spoilers, and maybe revisit this as spoiler season continues for this set.
This was way before like any announcements or anything. Like I said, this was months ago that at least weeks ago. The Gaddock Teague.
I mean, just what we're doing here, just to kick back on this.
Oh, can I just say that congratulations to Wizards for not fucking blowing it
for this
for the
set.
first time?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is the price point. They might. They're getting a lot of backlash for the price point because what I've been hearing, of course, is like, okay, so Commander.
No, I'm not talking about just by not letting it get spoiled.
Oh,
like they
yeah.
executed it properly.
Yeah.
No one found out. No one got leaked.
Well, the set's
nothing...
still not spoiled yet, so.
Yeah, but like all this stuff came out, and like no one knew that this was coming up, and it was a legitimate surprise, and it was a surprise by Wizards, not by some rogue agent.
I agree. Like credit where it's due.
Like holy shit,
yeah,
they did
this was
it.
probably hard for them to pull off too because there was a lot of sealed product in a lot of hands that needed to ship off stuff. Yeah, I'm with you. Wow, they actually, wow, credit where credit's due. They actually executed something for once in their life. So, yep, that is a kudos to them. We'll see how the rest of the set does pan off. I think it's been fun. Like we said, like this is kind of like where I wanted to go with this this kind of stream of the could-haves. Hopefully this isn't going to be a shoulda could-have, where some of these will be right about. Of course, there's no way we're going to be right about all this stuff. They have to go a few directions. I really like going sort of a mono black with the Cobble Coffers over Jimmy Yawgmoth. That's my want. Anyone else's?
I think we'll be able to guess a lot better when they show some of the rares that aren't one of the the most expensive 40 cards of the set, right?
Yeah.
It'll be then you'll be able to tell a lot more about themes. But
yeah, Dig Through Time was the big. That was the big.
I do think.
Clue.
I do think that some of the card. Yeah. I do think that some of these will be here. Yeah, Dig Through Time from the art, and Tasker shows that Delve will be here. Yeah.
Yep. Any parting words? Anyone else? Scronosaurus?
No, I'm good. I'm just looking forward to keeping tabs on this. Like we could maybe do a few more vids on this as spoilers unfold.
Yeah, just bug me. See... Just keep it in my forefront before I get distracted by stuff.
Sure thing.
Like I said, I'm glad we got the stream thing out of the way where I can actually start streaming again. That's I've been wanting to showcase a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Have a popper deck I want to showcase to everyone. It is pretty cool. I found a list of a Bubbling Muck deck, and of course it was just awful. But Bubbling Muck is the real deal. Play tested like crazy. It's got some very good matchups. I feel like it can hold its own in popper.
Kevin learned about a new card, and I don't know why he didn't know about it.
I've just never played with Bubbling Muck. I've never been a Legacy player or anything, so.
It's not freaking about Legacy. It's about about Commander?
I'm not a filthy casual that just plays bad cards all day long. I have a purpose to when I play Magic. It's not to try to get, I mean, that's the biggest difference for me between a lot of other brewers is I actually want to showcase brews that work. I don't want to, have the one in a million
Here,
chance
here.
of something that
And yet,
may happen somewhere.
you called this card of the Black High Tide, and you're so proud of it.
Well, I just again, it was in a time
'Cause
period
it's
where I
literally
didn't
a
play
black high
Magic. I missed Urza's block, so I played Revised all the way to, I want to say Weatherlight is where that was kind of the peak before I think so. I think Revised was when I was in elementary school. That's when I picked up the game. Was in 4th or 5th grade, and then so through middle school or early high school was up to Weatherlight. And then like high school through college, early college was not a lot of Magic because
I
life
started in New
life got in the way.
Phyrexia.
So the Urza's block is completely still pretty foreign to me. And so
I started in New Phyrexia, and I know about it.
okay, cool. But for me, I have a good understanding of like Mirage, Visions, Weatherlight, Revised, that kind of era. But there's a big chunk of blanks past that. So Urza's block was definitely one of those. So it's kind of cool sometimes going back to seeing some cool like Bubbling Muck. I never thought there was a High Tide for. I was very familiar with High Tide because it was Fallen Empires, but it's cool that I saw Bubbling Muck. But yeah, it's a fun little popper deck. We'll have to showcase that. I think I'm going to start a series called What's in the Box and showcase our popper battle box. We're up to 32 decks. I'm quite proud of it. So still very fun if you are looking to have a very
Did you ever
cheap
get
way
that,
to
did
have.
you get that photo of you holding it right next to your crotch?
I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I told you that you need to hold it right next to your crotch and get a really creepy picture of
Oh,
yourself.
okay. I see where you're going with this. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. What's in the
'Cause-
pizza box?
Well, it's more like a Lonely Island joke.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, I see that one too. Always gotta rely on Arya to derail more than derailing has already happened. So yeah. So anyway, I'll have to showcase that. I think it'll be a fun little series. Still need to get. I don't want to say your real name on stream in case we'll get Kangaroo.
You can call me Kyle.
I can call you Kyle. Yeah, some people are weird with it. We'll get Kyle back on for a market. I don't know. I really want to talk over MTGO with Kyle one of these days for a market video. And of course, Scrun's...
Speaking of, he's gonna be streaming.
Oh, you're
Kango
gonna
was about to.
you were
he
about to
was
stream.
about to
Yeah.
What?
I would join you,
Yeah.
Kanga, but I'm going to bed. I am tired. I've been waking up early because I'm getting into cosplay shape, so I can impress Mark Rosewater. My what's the male equivalent for waifu?
Husbando.
Husbando. That's
You
right.
weebs without a beat. Say that again so I can get that down.
Husbando.
You have to send me a how to spell it and whatnot, because that will be Mark Rosewater. I got to impress Mark Rosewater. I'm gonna make him love me, and I'm gonna do it through cosplay because we know he's into cosplay. So I need to get myself into shape. So I'm gonna get a gym membership. I woke up early and took the doggy for a walk, so that was.
I should have gone to the gym tonight, but I didn't. So I'll go tomorrow.
How do you work out at night? I would never be able to sleep if I worked out at night.
I always work. I always work out from 11 to 12.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I need to get something to eat.
I do need to get my 6-pack back. Genetically, it's hard for me to get a 6-pack. I'm more of like a 4-pack with like the upper abs are quite invisible. But anyway, I'll get my 4-pack back. But
The rest
Don't worry,
of
Kevin.
the rest of us are 0-packs. So
Don't worry, Kevin.
it's okay.
My drawing for this week's Rogue Roundup has you with a 6-pack, but you're also getting snapped out of existence.
so Rogue
So-
Roundup's gonna be a week late, where I'm getting to the next one because
I'm-
you're working on a thumbnail.
I'm working on a drawing, yes, and it's going to be amazing.
Ay.
You're getting snapped out of existence. It's like, I know you haven't seen Infinity War, but it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Infinity War. I have no plans on seeing some stupid superhero movie.
But there's a snap, and you were like all about making snap puns, so I figured that I'm just going to delete you.
Cool. Well,
Well, yeah, I'll probably play a little, and I'll probably stream a little now and do some Innistrad drafts, and I'm still in a Dominaria draft.
we'll
on
definitely.
Arena. I'll probably do both.
Where are
Finishes up.
you streaming? Are you streaming on Twitch or streaming on YouTube?
Twitch, always Twitch.
What's your Twitch? Where's your? Type it in the
I got
Patreon.
it.
All right,
I
there
got
we
it.
go. Everyone can go in and follow Kyle. Kyle's a good friend. We met through MSG Finance. I've had him on a Market Monday before, I believe, and we talk.
I forget what the
business
first.
a lot.
Oh,
Price
it
for quiet
was
speculation.
Yeah, no, but we talked about play points, right? Like wasn't that the first
Yeah,
thing?
I think so. It's been a
It
while.
was a long. It's been a yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
I just care about seeing that Innistrad draft finish. You got a really stupid. You stuck to white, and then you got all the good white cards.
Yo, it was a good deck.
Is it
You got
Innistrad plus
you got-
Dark Ascension or just Innistrad?
No, just triple
It's
Innistrad. You
just
got
Innistrad.
past,
Yeah,
you got past
I told
Angelic Overseer.
That
I
was the
told
height
Arya
of my
that-
draft.
I have an 80% win rate thus far over the past over this past week for Innistrad drafts, and I told Arya that my most card has been Chapel Guys, and she didn't believe me, and then she watched my next draft, and lo and behold, I put 2 Chapel Guys in my deck.
Okay.
It was a
pretty
white
solid.
red.
Well,
It was a white.
isn't there the 3-1 flyer as well, or is that Dark Ascension? I know that I remember I played. This used to be when I tried to be as competitive as possible, as back during Innistrad. Did a ton of Innistrad drafts, and I personally tried to go into red blue. That was kind of my archetype because it usually was open. Of course, spider spawnings are fought over, so I avoided that like the plague. But the some of the most powerful theme definitely was just hooking up an equipment. Well, yeah, trepidation blade or rune tenner's pike.
I told him Trepanation
You
Blade.
just hook it up to an unblockable or a flyer.
You
and
skipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped it. I did skip it. I went for the bread and butter rally the peasants.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's the format. I remember Innistrad was a lot about unanswerables. That defined a lot of like spider spawnings. Sometimes you can't answer it if it's cast.
Invisible
Invisible
Stalker.
Stalker hooked up with the Rune Chenner's Pike. That sort of stuff.
No, Silver Blade Dagger.
Yeah, that's another one. Yep, you can just hook it up.
No,
and it's
no,
a
no,
quick
no,
clock.
no. Butcher's Cleaver.
But his cleaver is good on Invisible Stalker. Yep.
It's a human, so he gets lifelink. No, you can't lose. You can't lose when it's Invisible Stalker with Butcher's Cleaver.
Yeah, that's when I used to be part of like a competitive team too. So we used to bust out Innistrad drafts like crazy. But miss those days. I don't know. I don't really miss competitive Magic that much though. Anyway,
Yeah, now you have a new team.
a team of weebs. I'm gonna log off here, get some much needed rest. But this was fun, and if you guys, I really enjoy these type of videos, even though there's no real rhyme or reason to the. We try to stay on topic, but it gets derailed usually. But anyway, I enjoyed it, and yeah, Scrawn,
That went awesome.
any closing thoughts, Scrawn?
I just think it went awesome. Like I think it was actually pretty. Don't undersell it,
Yeah. Well, we love Scrawn. This is usually what we hang out in the Discord and talk amongst ourselves, and so we can involve the stream. It's kind of fun.
Has a knack for set design.
Yeah, Scrawn's got some set designs coming out. Don't want to spoil his fun though when he announces what he's been working on. But
Oh yeah, a lot.
we appreciate this, Scrawn. I am getting yelled at right now. I've got a dog that is growling at me. I should move my camera.
No worries, dude. I gotta eat.
And show this.
No, I think it was an awesome stream. Like
Oh,
really
also-
cool. And
Americans, vote tomorrow.
oh yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
We have the election of the century.
Remember to vote for your Congress people. Don't you dare.
Yeah, each and every one of your congresspersons.
And it is not the most important election of the century, guys.
Hey, I have Mitt Romney to vote for Utah governor tomorrow.
Oh God! See, I had to vote for Ted Cruz, so I mean,
Oh,
it's
joy.
like swallowing some medicine, some really awful medicine. Oh,
Yep. Well, I mean that's who's the Young Turks, he's not the main one, Jimmy. Oh, but he
What,
puts
Chink?
Oh, Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore. He puts it kind of best on one of the Joe Rogan podcasts that when the Democrats do tell you to vote for the lesser two evils, they should really they shouldn't be it's
Yeah, outing themselves as a lesser evil. Yeah.
They shouldn't be,
Jimmy Dore is
putting your feet to the fire there.
he has some of the hottest takes that no one gives him enough credit for. Like he is a complete lunatic that will spit in the face of Alex Jones and everything, but
But I mean, yeah, that's kind of
also
how I feel. At least politically affiliated, it does make me kind of grind my teeth after.
Oh man,
but
I
he's
can't
such
wait.
a
I can't wait for Mitt to go to the Senate though. That's gonna be hilarious. That's gonna be so cringe inducing to see
yeah,
him talk.
he's got Utah. Utah loves him here.
Oh, I know y'all do.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Anyway, well, before this stream gets into the really deep stuff, if you really want to listen to this stuff, you'll have to join our Patreon and somehow we'll invite you to the Discord where the naughty talk happens. Anyway, it's been fun. I'm calling it. Thanks for joining.